Hello. So we have already started with bacterial metabolism. Today we will see the second part of it, and that is of the high energy components. Which are the high energy components? I think you all know about ATP. Okay. So we will see today about regarding that how metabolic activities are related with high energy rich compounds as well as low energy rich compounds. In this, you can see on a screen what we say as high energy components. Energy components or high energy components are those in biological system which have within hydrolysis of its this type of components, free energy is equal or greater than that of ATP. That is normally delta G is equal to minus 7.3 kilocalorie per mole. When this energy is less than minus 7.3 kilocalorie per molecule, it means it is a low energy molecules. Most of the high energy components are containing phosphate groups, but there are certain exceptional cases such as acyl coenzyme. Other are, so you can say that high energy component or a high energy phosphates, which are involved in each and every activity of metabolism. This bonds in a high energy components which yields energy by hydrolysis or breakdown are called as high energy bonds. They have a specific bonds, and these bonds are known also as a high energy bonds. Bonds are symbolically written as Swigel. Swigel was given by a scientist Fresel Albert Lippmann. In previous we have already seen what is the free energy. Just it is a summary that energy that is actually available to do the work is known as free energy, and change in free energy is not denoted by delta G, which is known as Gibbs free energy. Whenever the reaction is an endergonic, the delta G is positive, while exergonic reactions will have delta G in a minus. We can classify high energy components into different 5 categories. These 5 categories are like pyrophosphates, enol phosphates, then acyl phosphates, thiol phosphates, and glutamine phosphates, or it is also known as phosphagons. So these are the 5 different types or categories of high energy components or high energy phosphate groups. One by one we will see about this idea about which components belongs to it. Pyrophosphates, this energy bonds in pyrophosphate, whatever the energy bonds are developed in pyrophosphates are acid anhydride bonds. This acid anhydride bond are formed by the condensation of acid groups, mainly phosphoric acid or its derivatives. For examples of such pyrophosphates are phosphoanhydride bonds, which contains phosphoanhydride bonds. Majority of the example is ATP. There are many other examples of this components also. Then enol phosphatase. Second group is enol phosphatase. This enol phosphatase are formed by the phosphate group when phosphate group attached with the hydroxyl group, which is bounded to carbon atom having a double bond. It creates this enol phosphate, and in this one of the example we have taken is phosphoenol pyruvate. You can see the structural information. Now a third one is acyl phosphatase. There is an example of acyl phosphatase is 1,3-bis phosphoglycerate, or it is also known as 1,3-diphosphates. The energy bonds, these energy bonds are formed by the reactions between carboxylic group and phosphate group, as you can see in this given example. Thiol phosphate. What is thiophosphate? This high energy bonds do not have a phosphate. Instead of phosphate, the high energy thioester bonds are developed. Thioester bonds results from the reactions between thiol and carboxylate group, and the well-known example for this is acyl coenzyme. You will find this acyl coenzyme in many pathways as a first intermediate of a reactions, which is prepared by thiol and carboxylate group. Now, this last one is phosphogons, or it is also known as glutamine phosphate bonds, which is prepared by the attachment of phosphate group to glutamine nitrogen base. A very known example of this particular class is phosphokeratin. And in this, you can see the structure of it. These are certain examples of different types of compounds. It is just a summary which we have already learned. Now, all this have their specific free energy, which we can use as a reference while studying the metabolic activities of different enzymes, different activities which is not known to us. At that time, we can put this as a reference to calculate the energy, free energy available during the reactions. For example, in this, you can see that acyl coenzyme, when it is released, it doesn't show any type of free energy. While in compared to cyclic AMP can release minus 12 kilocalorie per mole. Now, ATP is known as a universal energy currency. Means ATP is an important component for energy source. It is normally made up of the composition of its composition of ATP is adenine, then ribose sugar and triphosphate. ATP is considered a high energy compound because it has the presence of two phosphoanhydrate bonds. Hydrolysis of this terminal phosphate groups at every time when one phosphate group is removed from ATP to ADP to AMP, it releases minus 7.3 kilocalorie molecules. Now ATP, what is the actual function of ATP? ATP is a link between metabolic activities, which we divide into two parts: exergonic reactions or endergonic reactions. What is this? That whatever the catabolism and anabolism, means total metabolism sum, is we can define as metabolism is a sum of catabolic activity and anabolic activities. Means कि जो भी metabolism हो रहा है सेल में, वो कैसे होता है? Either certain process are catabolic and while other process are anabolic. Okay, so catabolic reactions can give energy in the form of ATP, while anabolic reactions can utilize energy through the hydrolysis of ATP. This is a transfer of ATP. This transfer of phosphoryl group from high molecule to a low energetic molecules. This is overall reactions. This one is a diagram of ATP, molecular structure of ATP. What is the biological significance of ATP? Where the ATP is needed? You can say that ATP is a currency or universal energy source for a metabolic activity. For each and every reactions to occur in a cell or living things, it needs some energy. This energy is provided by ATP. How ATP is produced? ATP is generally produced by two means. First, cellular respiration in a mitochondria, and other process is photosynthesis in chloroplast. It's a function. Whatever the functions are for intracellular energy transport from various metabolic process, which include biosynthetic path reactions, motility, cell division, all this are the activity. Means overall movement or the cell can be live when the ATP is available. ATP is like a basic source of energy. There are many ways how it is synthesized that you know now, but the thing which is new, it is resynthesis of ATP. That how ATP is resynthesized once it has been used. So it can be produced by a different endothermic reactions where ADP molecules attached with another molecule of a phosphate, and ATP is converted with the help of some energy heat. Okay, in pathways, the important step where the ATP is reproduced or released are like ATP in phosphokeratin system. This phosphokeratin PC system is normally stored in muscle cells in sacroplasma, where by two different reactions, you can see these two different reactions which produces ATP. This reaction is also known as couple reaction, and the enzyme which facilitates this reaction, or due to this enzyme this reactions occurs, are keratin kinase, which releases ATP molecule. Another such system is lactic acid lactic acid production. In this, glucose molecule is converted into lactic acid by certain steps of reactions, and during this process, two ATP is produced. Two ATP is a net gain of this reaction. In this, there are one of the key enzyme is that pyruvic acid. In bold letter, we have mentioned over in this that pyruvic acid to lactic acid with the help of enzyme lactic dehydrogenase. It converts pyruvic acid into lactic acid, and during this two ATP are gained. There are many different systems available in aerobic biosynthesis reactions or pathways where for example, in glycolysis, you will find that there is a net gain of 2 ATP, while in Krebs cycle, you will find that there are 2 ATPs are synthesized. That is TCA cycle, which is taking place, or which normally you will find that it take place in muscle cells of mitochondria within the matrix, inner fluid matrix. Another step is in electron transport chain. There 34 ATP is produced in the presence of oxygen. These are the coupled reactions of ATP, where ATP is produced and either it is converted in the form of ATP is coupled with endogenic reactions and endogenic reactions, and transfer phosphate group into another molecule. It is not directly converted to ADP or ATP, but you can see that in a second reactions, in this glucose plus Pi, glucose 6-phosphate is produced and H2O is produced. This reactions has a high energetic reaction. When you will see the overall two reaction, you will find that glucose plus ATP is equal to glucose 6-phosphate plus ADP. Okay. This one is overall link of ATP, which is present between catabolic and anabolic pathway. Means in this one reactions utilize ATP, and another reactions releases the energy. Okay, this one also we have seen. Now, in summary, we'll see what are the functions of ATP. That is, it is involved in movement, in mobility, in their metabolic activities of the cell, active transportation of molecules or salts, secretion something outside the cells. All the chemical reactions are mediated by organisms by using the ATP. Now, in next session, we will see about enzymes. I hope that you will go through your semester 3 basic enzymes so that it will be easy to understand what are the enzyme kinetics. Thank you.